Hello once again, amazing Blue fans. As always, like, share, subscribe. Let's just get into it. So, I was going back and watching some games the other day, and I watched the Notre Dame game, and I just wanted to kind of talk about some of the stuff because as I watched the game, it kind of led me, that game, the way it played out and everything is basically how our season played out. We came out flat, got hit in the mouth, which is what happened. We end up losing that game, but we got hit in the mouth, made a strong comeback, and then we kind of choked at the end, which if you go back to our season, we lost the first game, came back strong the rest of the season, and then choked against OSU. So I just wanted to talk about some of the stuff that happened in that game and really playmaking. Playmaking is where it at and where it has to be. And we lost playmakers. And that's offense and defense. And before I get into that, I want to say, Brian Kelly has some good quotes before the game, and I just wanted to run through those. He said, "Don't get in my players' way." This is Brian Kelly, Notre Dame coach. He said, "Don't get in my players' way." And that's basically what Harbaugh has been doing a lot of the times, especially last year, getting in his players' way. Not letting Shea run the ball on reads when he should be. Not utilizing DPJ and Nico as much as they should be. So that was the big thing. Let your players make plays. Don't get in their way. If I got a stud receiver that's fast and can go deep, let's get it to him. If I got a quarterback that's best moving outside the pocket and moving around, don't force him to sit in the pocket. I'm going to move the pocket, move him outside of the pocket and let him do what he does best. And that's I've said this before, that's great coaches build their offense and their team around what their players do best. So that's pretty much what Brian Kelly was saying with that quote, and it was a great quote to me. Don't get in my players' way. And so that's one thing. And he said, be patient, make plays. Because players, I thought that was another good quote, because sometimes players get anxious and they try to do too much and don't let the plays come to them. The plays are going to be there to be made. You just got to wait to make them. Don't do too much. On defense, don't try to cover the linebackers, man, watching him, and then your man's getting deep on you or things like that. So those are just some good quotes that I heard from Brian Kelly, and I just wanted to kind of share those. But besides that, it's just like playmaking. Now we're losing Chase on defense. Chase was the vocal leader, and he started the revenge tour, which I love. We didn't complete it, but it kind of gave that momentum, and we're playing for something, and it just gave more added incentive to the team, and they were backing it up for the most part, besides that OSU game in Notre Dame. But Chase was a good leader. We know we're losing. We know we lost Devin Bush, Rashawn, and Tyree Cannell. So who's going to be the playmakers to step up on defense? I'm looking for Metellus to make more plays and become an NFL safety. And what I mean by NFL type safety is I'm not going to be in the wrong position. I'm not going to miss tackles. I'm not going to blow a coverage. Like, things like that. The last good safety that I'll say we had that was a NFL safety, like, he might not have did too much in the NFL, but as far as college goes, he did his thing. Like, for real. In man coverage, anything. Like, he was a trustworthy play. Like, when a player becomes a senior, if you've been starting a lot and you've been a senior, and you're a senior, you shouldn't be making dumb mistakes. And that player that I'm talking about is Jordan Kovacs. By the time he was a senior, you could count on him. I don't care if it was blitzing, interceptions, one-on-one, make tackle. He would do it. And he came from, I think he was a walk-on. But by the time he was a senior, he was a polished player. He didn't really have NFL size and all that. I think he might have made a team and didn't really work out. But college, by the time he was a senior, I'd take him on our team right now because I could trust him to be in position, not make mistakes, and do his job. That's all I want out of a safety, especially. But who's going to be? I'm looking for Metellus to take that next step because he took it last year. He took a big step from 2 years ago. Last year he stepped his game up. I'm looking for him to become a polished safety where you can trust him at all times. If he makes a mistake, you know he's going to make up for it. I'm looking for him to be that type of player this year. Now we got Lavert Hill. We'll see how Ambry Thomas is going to be playing. I said this in my other video. I'm not sure what to expect out of him because he hasn't really started much. He didn't really get to play that much, just being honest. He really didn't. And we got Devin Gill, Ross, these boys. Kalik Hudson, I said this before also. I'm looking for Kalik, Metellus, Devin Gill, and Lavert Hill. I'm looking for all these dudes to be leaders in the secondary and in the linebacker core because they've all played a lot of ball. And so it's about making plays. Like, who's going to be the guy to follow my lead, to get everybody on board and hold dudes accountable? Because when you got somebody holding each other accountable, that's when your defense and your team gets to the next level. Not only holding it accountable, but you don't want to let your teammate down. Now, as far as the offense goes, it's going to be playmakers, but when we get down to playing OSU and Notre Dame, it's going to be about the offensive line. The offensive line can hold his own, I'm sure. Now, this is just speculating. We have to come out and see, but I'm guessing that they're going to be able to hold their line, hold their own against anybody except maybe OSU and Notre Dame. Those are going to be the question mark games to see. All right, let's see what our offensive line really is. If last year, first game of the season, we couldn't stop their D line from getting pressure on Shea when we really needed to pass. Same thing against OSU. We couldn't stop them from getting in really like that. So we made some plays, but we really couldn't just drop back and throw like we wanted to. So we might have Josh Gaddis and everything with the offense, but in these games against the better talent, not quite Clemson and Bama level, but close to it, if we can't block them, it's gonna probably be the same result. We're gonna lose to them because if we can't hold our own in the offensive line, we can't. You can run some quick routes and you might have a little bit of success to a certain point, but it's gonna be harder to go downfield and consistently move the ball and run the ball. So hopefully the offensive line, we got playmakers on the offensive line. I know you it's hard to say. I know you don't hear playmakers on the offensive line at all, but honestly, we need dudes making plays I'm talking about pancakes. You got dudes pancaking the D line and then making it up to the next level. That's a playmaker. And we ain't had those in a while on the offensive line, getting up to the next level and blocking downfield against good competition. I ain't talking about against Air Force and the Citadel or whoever you want to garbage team, Middle Tennessee. Not against those teams. I'm talking about OSU, Notre Dame, because those are the toughest games on our schedule. We didn't have a 100-yard rusher against Notre Dame. We had about 70 yards. Higdon had like 70 yards. So with Shea and the other guys having 20, we ran for probably like 150 some yards. But you want to have somebody that's getting 100 yards by himself and then adding in with everybody else. You got like 200, 250 yards. That type of production. But besides the offensive line, I mean, hopefully it's Shea that really takes control of this offense and makes it his. Because I said this in my other video, this team is made to pass. Like, the strength of the offense this year should be the pass. Because we have 3 stud receivers, a senior quarterback. We have young dudes in the backfield that have never started in a Big Ten game, like not for a season coming in as I'm the starter. So this is your year, Shea, to put up numbers. You got a new offense that's made to pass the spread, which you like to run. You're a senior. You've been with these dudes for a whole year now. So this is your year to go get your draft stock up and put up numbers. Like, take control of this offense. Last year, it was a feeling out period, and he got approved late to come, and you know what I'm saying? He was there, but you've been here now. You know what it's like to be the Michigan quarterback. The fans are gonna be all over you. You're gonna be. This ain't Ole Miss where you got 1 or 2 games on. This is Michigan where you're gonna be on ESPN. You're gonna be on ABC primetime, and pretty much all the games are on TV. It's big time. You got 100,000, so you know what it feels like. And honestly, watching that Notre Dame game again, their crowd was hype. Like, honestly, I almost felt bad for Shea. You coming into a new system, first game, and you're in South Bend at night with the crowd going crazy. That wasn't an easy place to try to come out and win a game. Like, the crowd was rocking before the game even started, like crazy. Everybody's in green and touchdown Jesus, everything that comes with it. So I almost felt bad for dude. Like, man, this is what you walking into game 1. But it is what it is. So he's got to see what it's like to be in the Big Ten and be in these big time games, like real big time games. Because Ole Miss, they have a couple big time games, but it's not like let's just be honest. It's not like being at Michigan and playing Ohio State and playing Notre Dame and these big time games and these night games and where it's just 100,000. Like, there's like 4 or 5 teams that have almost 100,000 attendance. So it's a different level being in the Big Ten and playing for Michigan. So hopefully Shea understands that, and he's even more ready for it and prepared for what comes with being the Michigan quarterback. Take this team. This your team, dog. Harbaugh is gonna ride with the dude that's been starting and everything. We all know that. So this is your team. Make it yours. Go out, throw 5. Heisman, it's all there for you, Shea. Like, honestly, the offense is his, because receivers, you can have a receiver that can be the leader, but the quarterback has to get it to him. So even if Nico Collins or Nico or DPJ or Tariq, if one of them steps up and just really turns into that stud, like takes that next step, like I'm a pro, I'm ready to be a pro. Like I'm a pro receiver. I'm just in college still. Like, and they take that next step. Shea still has to be the one to get the ball to him on point, deep passes. And this is another thing about Shea. I felt like last year he threw off his back foot a lot on those deep balls. He didn't step into throws. Like he was doing this a lot instead of driving with his feet under him. So I'm hoping he's got that together, and they've been coaching him up on throwing the ball with your feet under you, because Shea doesn't have that strong of an arm. So you playing up north where you're gonna have 20-mile-an-hour wind, 30-mile, like the wind will be just whipping. Like you playing up north, the wind is gonna whip. So you have to drive the ball and know how to drive it, because sometimes you might be going with the wind one quarter to where you have to take a little bit off your throws, and you might be going against the wind the next quarter where you have to drive it even more. So you have to have your footwork and be prepared on how to throw it, adjust to the wind. So that's another thing, because that's the reason why a lot of people, they don't like Shea, because he could have probably had about 4 or 5 more touchdowns. He just missed them. Just being honest, he missed throws. I can't say he didn't. He did. He missed a lot of throws, deep throws, where he either underthrew it, or he underthrew it and the receiver came back for it, or he overthrew him and the receiver just didn't have a chance. So hopefully Shea has got that under wraps, because he's going to be the starter, y'all. Unless he gets hurt, you're not going to see Dylan. You're not going to see Dylan. You might see Joe, because he's just a freak of nature. You just might want to throw him in the game. But the playmakers on offense, I mean, the receiver's going to make plays. It's just on Shea. Like, offense, unless you got a stud running back, which we made in Charbonnet, and Turner might turn out to be a stud. But this team is going to go as far as Shea takes us. And honestly, the quarterback is the leader of the offense, unless you have a stud running back. Unless you got a stud running back like Jonathan Taylor or something at Wisconsin, the quarterback is the leader of the team, because teams will just aid in the box and stop the run, and the quarterbacks, you want your quarterback to be the leader of the team, and he needs to be. So if we want to get where we want to go, it's going to be on Shea making throws and making plays, honestly, with his feet and his arm, because he missed out on a lot of Shea left a lot of yardage on the field with missing throws, like I just said, and also with his legs. He didn't keep the ball a lot of the times when he should have. And I still don't know if that was by design and it was just a running play, or if he just gave it to him. Like, I don't know. And even if it was a running play, after a certain amount of time, and you see it's open, you got to let the coaches know, I need to pull this ball, coach. Like, I need to pull it. Like, it's there. There's yards there for me. And because a lot of, even the announcers would say this game after game, like, we're going to see if they're going to let Shea run the ball, because it's open. On that read, the backside is biting. It's open for him. So that's just one of the things that hopefully they do more, because we got backups now. Like, I trust our backup. I trust Dylan. So if we got to run that ball with Shea and the passing game isn't working or whatever, and he has to run it, then just so be it. If he has to run it and he gets hurt, then next man up. Like, that's just how it has to be. You playing conservative and, oh, I'm not going to run this because he might get hurt. You get beat that way. So that's just what I wanted to talk about today. You know, I'm getting that itch, so I want to talk about Michigan no matter what it is. And I love to listen about it. So if y'all got stuff y'all want me to talk about, just put it in the comments, and I'll do my homework on it, and I'll post a video about it. But I just wanted to talk about the playmakers today and that Notre Dame game, because Notre Dame, they made plays. They made plays in that game. That was the difference in the game. They made plays, and we made bonehead plays. Pass interference, roughing the passer. Metellus got kicked out. It was just ridiculous. And we got down so fast, the game was over before you knew it. Like, once we got down 21, once they scored 21, it was basically game over. So we just made so many mistakes in that game that it cost us. They made plays, and when we had chances to make plays, we didn't make them. So who's going to be the playmakers this year? Y'all let me know who y'all think going to be the playmakers in the comments. I'm looking for Metellus and hopefully Dax Hill on defense to make plays in that secondary, and it's got to be Shea. I know the receiver's going to make plays, so it's not even worth me saying that. We know they're going to make plays. Nico, Tariq, and DPJ, they're going to make plays. But it's going to be on Shea to make the throws, because they going to get open. You're going to hit them when we need you to early, because when you miss big plays early, when you're in a close game, it comes back to bite you. You didn't make those plays. So you overthrew that ball. Oh, we'll get them next time, and it might not be a next time. Those plays add up in any. If you playing basketball, all those free throws you missed. Just like when I was playing high school basketball, I had a friend. We lost by 1. I barely played, but I missed a free throw. I think I might have missed 2. But I barely played. But if I got in, I had to get a couple shots up real quick, get fouled. So I missed a couple free throws. He said, I'm like, I barely played. He's like, yeah, but we lost by 1. You missed 2 free throws. That's the game. So all those plays that you miss, they add up. And by the end of the game, you can look at those plays. That's why you won. That's why you lost. You either made the plays or you didn't. That's just what it is. So, as always, like, share, subscribe, and go blue.